My name is Miss B, and today we are going to be talking about improv. All right? So, while we do our class today, I'm going to tell you about improv. I'm going to give you some techniques so you can do improv at home, and I'm going to show you a couple examples of me improvising some scenes all by myself. So if you are by yourself at home, don't worry because you can still improvise scenes. And if you have other people around to improv with you, you'll have even more fun. All right, so let's get started. Improv is a fancy way of saying live theater that is made up on the spot. That means no one is planning anything, no one is prepared or has a script in front of them to read. No one memorized any lines or, prepared for this beforehand. Everything is made up on the spot. You're probably thinking, Miss B, how do people do that? That's crazy to make a whole scene on the spot. But it's possible, especially if you follow the techniques I'm going to show you today, and you and your partner look out for each other in the scene and work really hard to make sure that y'all are always bouncing off of each other, okay? So when we say it's made up on the spot, that means all of the characters are made up on the spot. That means the whole story is made up on the spot. Everything that happens in the story, all made up. So let's get started and look at those techniques. So we have 8 different improv rules that I'm going to share with you all today. All right, so listen closely. You may want to take some notes if you're really interested in improv and you want to keep doing this work at home. All right, so the first rule of improv is always say yes and. Okay, so that basically means if you're improvising a scene with someone and they say, you want to come with me to walk my dog? You can't say, no, I don't want to go with you to walk your dog, because you're not helping your partner continue on that scene. So when you're doing improv with a partner, you want to make sure that you're always agreeing to what they're doing and adding to that. So if I was in a scene with someone and they said, do you want to walk my dog with me? I could say, yeah, sure. And we should also go by that new store down the street while we're walking your dog, right? So by saying yes and always adding something to the story, you're helping to move the story along, all right? You're helping to help your partner know what to do next, and you're being a supportive partner by always saying yes and agreeing to the ideas and suggestions that your partner has, because y'all are a team. Even if you're doing improv by yourself, it's still important to use this rule, because when we say yes and we're by ourselves, we help ourselves move along in our story because we're agreeing with the ideas that first come out of our head so we can make creative decisions and move forward. When you start thinking like, I don't know if this is a good idea, or wait, let me think of something to say before I say, then you lose the story because now everyone's waiting on you, right? So you want to make sure that you have energy and you're keeping that story going, even if you're by yourself. So you're always saying yes to the first idea that pops in your head and adding and going with that story using your imagination, okay? Let's go to the second rule. The second rule is you don't have to be funny. A lot of people think when you're acting or doing improv specifically, you're supposed to be funny and like joke around or, make people laugh. And that's great. If you want to make people laugh, people need to laugh. That's awesome. But you don't have to be funny all the time, or even some of the time. So many great improv artists and actors don't do it for fun or to make people laugh. They do it because they think it's fun, but they can make an improvised scene about anything. Sometimes improv can be really serious, really serious. If you're talking about a serious subject, or you're showing a serious situation. If I am improvising a scene where, my little sister is getting bullied at school and I'm talking to her about it, that's not going to be a funny scene. That's really serious, right? So you can improvise different scenarios or different situations, and they do not have to be funny in order to be good, all right? As long as you are committing and using this tool of yes and, as long as you're using this, I guarantee you, you will be able to tell a story and continue improvising, even if you're not being super funny to the audience. All right, let's go on to the third rule. The third rule is to tell a story. Tell a story. Stories have what? What are some things that a story has? Yeah, stories have a beginning, they have a middle, they have an end. Stories have different characters. Usually there's a conflict that the story has, or a challenge that the character has to overcome. So you can think about all of these different ways that we tell stories and all the different things that need to be in a story. And you can use that to help you when you're improvising. So if you get stuck or you don't know what to do next, you can think of the scene or what you're saying as a story. And if you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, I know how to tell stories, how do I move the story along? Or what is the part of the story that I'm trying to get to? And if you're thinking about that overarching goal for your story in your improv, then it will help you to continue your acting and move forward in a way that is confident, and in a way that is clear to the audience, and in a way that is going to help them follow and believe what you are showing and telling them. Okay? Let's go to the next rule. The next one is who, what, when, and where. Who, what, when, and where. These are questions that we want to answer as soon as possible when we are in an improvised scene. Okay? That means, for example, let's say I am starting off an improvised scene with my partner. Okay? So I may start off by saying, Grandma, why would you make me wear this dress to church on the first Sunday? If the first Sunday you're supposed to wear white and this dress is purple. So just with that one sentence, I let you know who I was talking to, my grandma. I let you know what we were talking about, the dress that I didn't want to wear on that Sunday. I let you know that it was Sunday, so we know when. And I let you know where, because you can sort of guess if we're arguing about a dress, then we're at home, right? Because I still have the opportunity to change my dress. So you want to answer these questions as soon as possible in your scene. And you're not going to ask your partner, who are you? Or where are we? Instead of asking, you're going to choose. You get to choose with improv. It's your choice who you are, who you're talking to, where you are. Because as you say those things, your partner is going to follow this first rule of yes and. So if I'm talking to my partner and I'm like, Grandma, why do you want me to wear this dress? They're going to respond already as my grandma, because they're going to follow this yes and rule. And they want to help me and support me. So they want to see me do well. Okay. So that's why this is the number one rule of improv. Okay. So back to number 4, make sure when you start off your scene, you're answering these questions and sort of setting the scene for your audience to understand what is going on in your scene before you begin to work. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is object work. So important in improv, because most of the time when you're improving, all you have is yourself or someone else if they're with you. You don't really have props because you don't know which props you're going to need, because you're making everything up on the spot and there's no script that you're following. So there's no way to know which props you're going to need in the story before you start. So object work helps us use our hands and our bodies to show things that are not actually there. For example, I could come into a scene and do this. Tell me what you see, okay? What did you notice in that scene? What did you notice? Where do you think I was? Or what do you think I was doing? Totally. So you called out some awesome things. So the first thing I did in that scene was I was looking really hard. And then I had an idea and I said, oh, then I ordered the men from the menu that I was looking at. So I was pretending that I was at a cafe, right? So I was looking, I ordered, I gave them money, put in my code, took my debit card back, and then I was waiting, looking at my watch to show that I'm waiting. And then I heard them call my name. I responded and then said thank you, and then took my coffee from them and sipped it and said bye and left. So I showed that whole story just using my body, my face, my facial expressions, and my hands, right? So when we talk about object work, we're talking about how we create the things that are around us and the scene in an invisible way. So if I don't really have coffee, or if I'm not really at a coffee shop, what could I do using my body and my hands to act out what I would actually be doing in this place so that my audience can understand where I am and what I'm doing and what's happening? Okay, so object work is really helpful because it helps your audience come into the scene with you and really understand what's happening in that scene. But it also is a super helpful tool if you need to buy some more time. For example, if you're in a scene with your partner or by yourself and you blank, what if you blank? What if you totally don't know what to say next? You can use object work to continue what has previously happened in the scene, continue where you are, continue showing what's going on. But then, if you're doing that, it also gives you time to think about what you want to say or do next. So that's a helpful, sneaky tool that actors use in improv. When you don't know what to do, act something out with your hands. Maybe maybe you need to tie your shoe. So you can act out tying your shoe, and while you're motioning to tie your shoe, you can also be thinking about what you're going to do or say next. Okay, so improv is really helpful because we have to think about so many different things at one time. Sometimes that's a challenge, but it's a really fun challenge because you get to choose what's going to happen next. And there's never a wrong answer for that. All right, let's keep going. The sixth rule is emotions. Let emotions be a guide. Let emotions be a guide. Okay. And when I say this, I mostly mean when you are talking or doing improv with a partner. Okay. So when you're doing improv with your partner, the emotions that you show or the emotions that you speak when you're talking will help guide your partner on what they should do next, or how they should react or respond to what you're doing or what you're saying. Okay? So for example, let's pick a simple sentence like, what are you doing? Okay? So tell me how you feel when I come into the scene like this. What are you doing? What kind of feelings did I show when I said that? Yeah, maybe some disappointment, some sadness. I took a side before I said it. My posture was kind of hunched over. My eyebrows were scrunched together, so I looked kind of sad. Those are all different ways that I use my body to communicate things, even though I was just asking a simple question, what are you doing? So tell me what you think, what emotions you see when I do it this time. All right. What are you doing? That time was really different, right? So it was the same sentence, but because I put a different emotion on that sentence, it communicated something completely different. So the way that my partner would respond to me asking that question would depend on what emotion I say when I'm saying that sentence. How I use my face, how I use my body, my posture, how my tone of voice raises or goes down, how loud I'm speaking, right? All of these different things are ways that we show emotion, and that can be a guide for our improvised scenes. Number 7, status. So status basically means like how important someone is in a scene. For example, if there was a scene with two people and one person was a parent and the other person was a child, the parent would have a higher status than that child because the parent has, just certain powers that they can exercise over that child because they're older and they're your parent. Like your parent tells you what to do. That's how we do life, right? So the status of the people in the scene will help you navigate or decide what to do next, because if I know that I'm at a lower status as a child than my partner who is playing a parent, then I'm not going to say something that will overstep or challenge the status that we've already established between the two of us in this scene. So status is really helpful because it will guide how you speak, how you react, and how you embody your character in that moment. You could also have the same status between two people. Like both people could be of lower status, both people could be children, or both people could be of a higher status. Both people could be politicians. Maybe they're both presidents or something. So depending on what you choose as the status can help you better understand how you should interact or how you should perform your character when you are improvising. Okay? So the very last rule that I would like to touch on is I just realized. I just realized. So this is a super helpful tool, kind of like the object work, because by saying I just realized blank and filling in that blank, it gives you control over that scene again. So if you feel like a scene is falling apart or you don't know what to say next or it's not making sense anymore, you could always completely change up the scene by saying, I just realized blank, blank, blank. For example, let's say I am sitting at a cafe having a conversation with my little sister. So we're sitting in a cafe talking, 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 and it's getting boring, and I don't know what to do next. So I could say something like, oh, I just realized that my package was being delivered to my house right now, and we're not there. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta leave the cafe right now. So that completely changes the scene. It completely changes what's going on. And it works because I trust that my partner would follow our most important rule. Yes, and, right? So if I say, I just realized all these things that I need to leave, they're going to be like, yes, we need to leave. And also, we still need to pay for our food before we go. So I'm going to go pay for our food real quick and then we can go, right? So you can use each other and the ideas that you have to guide yourself in the scene and also save yourself in the scene, okay? You can save yourself using these tools. So now that we have all of our improv rules, I'm gonna keep this here for us, all right? I'm gonna now show you how you can improvise some scenes at home. So I have three different colors of paper. I have blue, yellow, and green. Blue, yellow, and green. Can you see? Can you see? Awesome. So I'm going to use these cards to help guide me with my improv. So you can make these cards at home. So you just need three different colors of paper. And if you don't have different colors, that's okay. You can use the same color and you can cut different shapes out, and squares can be one pile, circles could be one pile, and triangles could be one pile. You could also draw numbers on all of our papers, so you could have like, and just like I have three yellow pieces of paper, you could have three white pieces of paper, but you wrote the number 1 on all of them, so these are all one pile, and you wrote the number 2 on another bunch of them, so that's another pile. Basically, you need three different piles of papers, and you need to make sure that you know which is in which pile. So if you want to do that with different colors or different shapes, whatever works for you, you can do that, okay? For me, I chose blue, green, and yellow pieces of paper. And I have three of each of those pieces of paper. On my yellow papers, I wrote down different places that a scene could happen. So I wrote down restaurant, rainforest, and a haunted school. So you can get as creative as you want with this, okay? So on one stack of your papers, write down different places or locations, settings that your scene could take place. On your next stack of paper, which for me is blue, I'm gonna write down different people, okay? It could be people that you know, it could be different jobs that people may have, whatever works for you. But for me, I put down a circus performer, a farmer, and a vampire, okay? Those are the people that I chose. Now, for your last pile of paper, you're going to write objectives. And if you remember last week or earlier in our lesson plans, we talked about objectives and what an objective does to help a character guide them throughout the story. So your objective is like a really strong want. It's like a goal that you're trying to achieve, okay? So for the objectives, I wrote down to get a new job, to find something new, and to become full because we're really, really hungry, okay? So those are the objectives that I wrote down on my cards. So once you have these three different piles, objectives, people, and places, three different piles, you can pick one from each pile to help you have a starting point for your improvised scene. So I'm going to use these tools to guide myself as I do a monologue as each one of these characters in these different places with these different objectives. And then after each one, we're going to talk a little bit about it so we can get a better understanding of why that worked, what didn't work, and what we could do to improvise by ourselves, okay? So I'm gonna do a monologue because I'm by myself. If you wanna do a monologue by yourself, you do that monologue by yourself. It's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait to see it. And if you have some other people at home that wanna do improv with you, they can totally jump in and just choose another person card. So you still have the same place, and you have different objectives. So if you're playing with another person, you should choose one person and one objective, and they should choose one person and one objective, and together you should choose one place. Okay? That will help you in your scene. But again, because I'm by myself, I'm going to do some monologues for you. So the first monologue I'm going to do is a circus performer at a restaurant trying to get a new job. All right? A circus performer at a restaurant trying to get a new job. Let's see how this goes. Oh, hello there. Yeah, so I'm actually wondering if you all are hiring here. Oh, you are. You are hiring. Oh my goodness, that is great news because I have been looking for a job for a while now. Oh, what was that? Oh, why did I lose my job? Well, you see, I lost my job. It was not my fault. It was totally not my fault. I mean, okay, so funny story. I train elephants. I know, crazy, kind of crazy. I don't know if yes, working in a restaurant's a little different than training elephants. But when I was training elephants, I learned a ton of skills. So many different skills. Okay, I learned how to juggle different things, to toss to my elephant, and then taught my elephant how to juggle. So I know how to teach other people to do things. And I also, know how to balance many things at one time. So obviously, it would be a great asset to your restaurant because I can carry a bunch of different plates from my fingertips to my shoulders. I can line plates and carry them with ease. Oh, got it. There's an interview process. Okay. Well, I'll make sure I save all of this for the interviews. But is there something I should fill out ahead of time, or how does this work? Uh, one second. Let me just pull out my phone so I can take some notes really quick. Okay, go ahead. I'm ready now. Okay, go to this website. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then so all of the forms are on the website? Okay, great. 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 Oh my. You know what? You know what? I just realized that this is an application I've already submitted. I've literally been on this website. You already have my application. So is this a good time to do the interview? Oh. Well, you just said that after you do the application, you could do the interview. So I was a little confused. I'm a little confused. So there's no positions available? Oh. But didn't you just say that there were some positions available? Okay. All right. No, I'm not calling you a liar. Why would I call you a liar? No, I'm not calling you a liar. I am so sorry. I'm gonna go now. Thank you. And you know what? I know they fired me, but I have some extra vouchers to the show. So if you would ever like to take your family to the show to check out the circus, check it out. Also, if anything opens up, please let me know. I really need a job. Thank you. All right. What did you notice in that scene? What tools did you see that I used when I was performing this circus performer who was looking for a job at a restaurant? What did you notice? Yeah, I told a story at some point, right? I talked about how I taught this elephant how to juggle and I was juggling and I was explaining the story about how I lost my job, almost. I also used who, what, when, where, right? As soon as I got into the scene, I made it clear that I was looking for a job. I later in the scene talked about balancing plates, so you knew it was at a restaurant. And you could tell that I was a performer because I told the audience that, right? I was like, I'm a performer and I'm looking for a new job and I just got fired from working in a circus, right? Um, did you notice any object work? Yes, exactly. So I pulled out my phone. I was taking notes on my phone, right? I like backed up when the person was getting upset and I was like, whoa, I'm not calling you a liar, right? So I used my hands for that. So there's different ways that we can use our hand and body to communicate those things. What about the last one? Yeah, I plugged this line in at the very end. I just realized I already applied for this job, right? So I didn't use every single one of these, but I was trying to make sure that I was picking from this to help me when I got stuck and I was improvising. Okay? Awesome. Let's do another scene. The next scene I'm going to do is I'll be a farmer at a rainforest trying to find something new. Okay? So, a farmer at a rainforest trying to find something new. Ah, these leaves are so big. How does anyone get through this forest? Ah, I mean, good thing I brought this machete because I would not be able to get through this forest. These leaves are ginormous. Oh, there's a boulder. Okay, I'm gonna run over to this boulder. I'll just all right. All right. Now I'm on this mountain. I can really see out. It's crazy. Being in the rainforest, I thought it was going to be raining all the time. It's not even raining right now. Weird. Anyways, you know, I'm following everything on this map. They told me to follow the map, follow the easy trails on the map. And those trails aren't so easy. I don't know whose idea it was to make a trail full of sticks in a rainforest and think that they were going to stay. Those trails aren't still here. How am I ever going to find something rare? I mean, my brother, oh, he just gets everything handed to him on a silver platter with a gold spoon. He went to the rainforest. Oh, it was so easy for him to follow all these stick trails and find the rarest flower in South America. Oh my goodness. He just always gets all the glory and all the prizes ever since we were children. But not this time. This time, I I am going to find the rarest plant in the rainforest. And this year, in 2020, me, Ernesta Gomez, I will be the one who found the most rare plant in South America. Not my brother, that chump. I'm getting all worked up. I'm getting so worked up. I have all these all these emotions and all this anger. This is not going to help me find anything. This is not going to help me. I'm just going to release that energy. Release that energy. Okay. I should drink some water. Let me. All right. The journey continues. Oh, that looks like no, 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 that's not it. Oh, okay, that looks like that could possibly be a trail about 20 meters northeast. All right, we're gonna head that way. Let's go. What did you notice in that scene? What tools did I use to explain or show more about my character or the plot in that story? What did you notice? Yeah, totally. I have this whole story about my brother and how I was upset with my brother for always receiving all the glory. And that's why I was trying to find something new in the rainforest, something rare. So I talked about that the just anger and frustration that I had towards my brother. And that gave us context for the who, what, when, and where, and like why I was doing what I was doing, right? And then I also did some object work. I had binoculars. I took out water at one time just to buy some extra time. Okay. I had different emotions. I was excited. I was tired when I got up on the rock. I was angry as I thought about my brother, right? So you can use all of these different things to help guide you in your story. I also have some status in there, right? There's a little bit of a status challenge between my brother and I. So I used so many of these different things in my scene to help guide me and fuel my story. How could I what else could I have done in the scene, or what could I have used that I didn't use so much? What do you think? Yeah, totally. I could have used the last one. I just realized dot dot dot. Maybe I just realized that there are spiders crawling up my legs on this boulder. Or maybe I just realized that the boulder wasn't actually a rock and it was actually a huge turtle. And now I'm moving very slowly through the rainforest on a turtle. So there's so many different ways that you can take the scene and adapt what you're making to add more details, make it more interesting and more fun for the person that's watching you. Okay? Awesome. Let's do one more scene. One more scene. For my last scene, I'm going to be a vampire in a haunted school trying to find a way to become full. This is a hungry, hungry vampire. Let's see what happens. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, my stomach. My stomach just won't stop growling. Stupid school. You call this a haunted school? There is not even any ghouls around. There's no ghouls or monsters, just spiders and spider webs. you smell it? Do you smell it? Oh, I smell it. Blood. It's blood. This school has been vacant for decades. Decades. No one has walked through these halls. And I have been a starving vampire. A starving vampire for decades. For decades. But now, it fills the air like a thick aroma of human blood. Oh, what a delicacy. Human blood. Only sometimes do we see rats. Oh, and I get to eat rat's blood, but human blood? Oh my goodness. Oh, I think they're coming. I need to hide. This way, they'll never see me. They left into room 409. Oh, I'm just in the janitor's closet now. I saw them run by in the hallway. I think they're already scared. It's the perfect setup. Oh, this school has been haunted for decades. I have been hungry for decades. But today we have a brave soul who thought they could survive the haunted school. But what they don't know is that the haunted school has a haunted vampire. Ooh. It's dinner time. What did you notice in that scene? What did you notice? Yeah, this who, what, when, and where. I filled it in as I went along. I talked about the haunted school, right? I told a story about why the school was haunted or like how long it was haunted. I could have explained how the school became haunted, or I could have talked about, maybe the vampire went to school there. I could have, maybe the vampire had something with him in the janitor closet that I could have used or hid behind. I could have pulled the trash can in front of me and got behind it, right? So there's so many different things I could also add to this story or this scenario to add more details or change it. What if I turned into a bat and I was like, poof, and then I was just a bat flying around? You could totally do that. You could, what if I realized that I was actually a lower status than humans instead of a higher status, right? Because I said I was eager to drink human blood. So that sort of implies that I'm at a higher status because I can drink human blood. But what if I was a vampire who was afraid of being eaten by humans? What if I was afraid of daylight and I could only haunt the school at nighttime, right? So there's so many different ways that I could add more details to that story using our improv tools. So I can't wait for you to make your own improv scenes and monologues and use all of the different improv rules. So let's really quickly go over these rules so you can write them down if you didn't write them down in the beginning, so you can practice your improv skills at home. The first rule is yes and. Always agree and add on to what your partner is saying, okay? The second rule, you don't have to be funny. Just keep telling a story, like the third rule, okay? Just keep telling a story. It doesn't have to be a funny one. The fourth rule: who, what, when, and where. Give us some details, give us some context, make some strong choices that show these details in your scene. Next, we have object work, right? So how do we use our hands and our bodies to show things that are not actually there, but will help our audience better understand what's happening in our scene? The next one is emotional guide. Let your feelings and your emotions on your face, in your body, in your voice, all be a guide for what's going to happen next in your scene. The next one, status. Figure out what is the status of myself in relationship to the other people in this scene. Even if you're by yourself, you're interacting with different people, or you may be talking about different people. So you want to make sure you understand what your status is. Are you at a high status, or are you at a low status? Maybe you're at an in-between status. Whatever that status is, it works and it is A-okay. And last but not least, if you ever get stuck or you need to refreshen up a scene, you can always say, oh, I just realized, and then take the scene in a completely different place, okay? Awesome. Thank you so much for doing some improv with me today. If you want to make some at home, I hope that you make some cards and you pull from them to give yourself a different challenge every time. You can email in those submissions to stories, S-T-O-R-I-E-S, at handfulplayers.org, stories at handfulplayers.org. I would love to see the work that y'all are making. We also have a special challenge for you all. So if you want to participate in that challenge and send us in some videos of you dancing or singing or doing any kind of art that is inspired by We Got Love by Tiana Taylor, we would love to see it. So check out the music video, listen to the song, groove out, and send us in your clips so we can include you in our challenge video, all right? I can't wait to see what you create, so please send it in and show me so I can see, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first Nature Boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Crissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids! Hey Marquise! This is for Green, Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy. And I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first Nature Boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Christie Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you Hi kids! Hey Marquise! This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Christie Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know
Congratulations, guys. We made it through the summer. We are all proud for you guys to be here on this final day with us. Celebrate. Run around the room, scream, do some jumping jacks, drop and give me 20 push-ups, get that stamina, blood pumping. You guys made it. You guys did it. We made it to the end of the summer. It is our last show of the summer. And what could we possibly do to celebrate this occasion? I'll tell you in just a second. Welcome to the Mixology Lab. My name is Will, Mr. Will to be exact. In case you don't know what the Mixology Lab is, it is the mixing of food, slime, basically anything we get our hands on. Dirt, sand, rocks, mud, cement. If we can mix it, we're going to touch it in this lab. Once again, my name is Mr. Will. Welcome to the final day. We're making, if you guessed, milkshakes. I seem to have forgotten my milk that's in the freezer. Well, we're making milkshakes. Here's a little breakdown of what we did this summer. We made juices. In case you don't know what juicing is, it's the extraction of fruits and vegetables, that good stuff in them. We take it out of them and we drink it. We also made some light snacks. We made a sauteed beets and carrots. We've made our own pasta sauces, from Alfredo sauce to tomato sauce. We even made paint out of egg yolk. We made slime, and we made calming jars with a special guest from the African American Cultural Center. We made paint. We also made stress balls with our own homemade Play-Doh. We have been doing a lot of things this summer, guys, and it's been exciting, and it's been fun, and it's been an awesome journey. Well, it's time for all that hard work to finally pay off. Today we are making milkshakes. I know I can hear you guys just screaming at home right now with excitement. And you know, at the mixology lab, we don't just make regular milkshakes. We like to be a little extra. So today, we'll be making a regular vanilla milkshake, a honey milkshake, a chocolate milkshake, and then a jalapeno milkshake with a little bit of soy sauce. That's going to be our mystery shake that we're going to have our special guest try. You guys know him as Mr. CJ or Yoga Man. But he'll be here later. So, what we'll need first, head to that restroom, wash your hands for 20 seconds. In case you don't know how to count to 20, you can A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Get them hands nice and clean. Come back with them clean hands. And we can make our first shake of the day. What we're going to need, one banana. Toss that banana in there. I don't know if a banana goes into every milkshake, but for some reason, whenever they make them at home, they always put a banana in it. So I'm going to keep the tradition and add that banana. All right. Remember what I told you guys? When you're the chef, you can snack on your milkshake. And just so you guys are aware, if you hear a child in the background, that's my daughter. She might pop up on the show a little bit later, depending on how she feels. So, we have our vanilla ice cream in there. Our homemade vanilla ice cream, to be exact. We didn't make it. That's the brand of Breyers we got today. Just so you guys aren't confused. We're going to pour a little bit of milk. Now, if you're at home, this part is going to get really loud. I know if you heard a blender before, they are loud. So if you are at home, cover those ears. Milkshake number 1, regular vanilla. Take another clean spoon, not the spoon we put in our mouth. And since we left a little, we just had to add a little bit of ice cream. We don't need to add another banana. So, that one, we're going to add a little honey. Put our top back on. That one's vanilla and honey. I don't know about you guys, but I am a big milkshake person, and I am always happy when there's some milkshaking going on. So, we still got our spoon. This is the one we did not stick in our mouth, just for clarification so you guys know. Gotta remember to be careful with that cocoa powder. That stuff gets everywhere. Keep that top on there. I can already see where this is going, guys. All right, that one's chocolate. Get our thing on here and clean it up a bit. We don't want to cross contaminate our stuff. All right, set that right there. You know what? We're gonna keep this one chocolate. Kind of throw our tester off. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave that like that, and we're gonna bust out today's surprise ingredient. Dun dun dun. If you guys said jalapeno, you guys were definitely correct. And just to be that kind of person, guys, we're going to pour a little bit of that in there. And then we're going to grab a fresh spoon and grab a fresh Come on, get on there. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Oh man, it looks so delicious. Now remember, if you're at home, don't just throw them orange peels away. You gotta remember where to put these. Where do they go? Compost bin. Exactly. What else goes in that compost bin? Hit me with them questions, guys. Hit me with them answers. Exactly. Yard waste. What else? Milk cartons. What kind of milk cartons? Empty milk cartons. Like I said, you guys are compost experts. If I had a certificate, I would hand it to you guys right now. That's how good you guys are. Well, we made our 4 shakes. It's time to bring our special guest on the show. Give him that round of applause. That respect that he deserves because he survived the summer with us and all the food we were eating. Yoga Man at its finest.
How's everyone doing? I'm glad to be back again for the last day.
The last day, guys.
It's been amazing being here on this show with you and with all of you. So what we got, looks like we got some shakes going on here.
We have 4 shakes. We have a vanilla shake. We have a vanilla and honey shake. We have just a chocolate shake. And then we have a chocolate mystery flavor shake. How would you like to attack this?
I like to start from top to bottom.
Okay.
The mystery for, I don't know, it might be harder since I wouldn't know. What the
I already beat him to the
other
bunch.
But okay, here we go. It said vanilla honey.
Nope, this is just vanilla. This is regular old-fashioned default milkshake. You can taste the banana.
Yeah, what is it? You got the banana in there.
You can taste the vanilla. This is just being a little kid right here. This just brings back memories. That was good.
And then this one is
Vanilla and honey. Okay. Definitely taste the difference.
more sweeter.
You think so? I think it's not as rich. Like, I can't really taste the vanilla and banana. The honey hits. I taste the honey.
I think it's, I think this one's more sweeter than the banana one.
Think so?
I think, yeah.
Hey, it's not bad. I'm still leaning towards the first one though.
Just let you know, I got my money on that one. That's my favorite one so far.
Vanilla honey?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sticking with the first one. I'm old fashioned. Call me an old guy. But that first one was just right. Now, I am not a big chocolate person.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I never drink chocolate milk, get chocolate shakes, or eat chocolate cereal.
Yeah.
So, guys, for you guys, I'm willing to do it. Wish me luck. Oh, yummy.
Cheated, you didn't try it.
Yes, I did. Guys,
didn't
did
try
not try it.
You don't got the chocolate.
All right, fine. Chocolate milkshake. Just how I know it tastes.
Yeah, it's
Not like a chocolate bar.
It's not too. Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that chocolate ice cream is bad or milkshake is bad. It's just not my preference. I like vanilla.
That first one, though, hit.
Maybe even strawberry. I don't even like strawberry.
Yeah. Just not a big chocolate person. Now, the one you guys have been waiting for. The one, the only chocolate strawberry, no, not strawberry, the chocolate surprise milk shake. Go ahead and sample that. See if you could guess the two hidden ingredients in it.
I'm going first.
Yeah, you're going
It's his
first.
show, though, right? He should get.
Guess first.
Okay. Guess first, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, all right. What about the smell? Oh, you get. You cheating, nigga. No. Like we all gotta try. We all gotta do.
You seen that?
But by the smell, I can smell something spicy here.
Oh God.
But here we go.
Can you? Yeah, that right there is not good.
Woo! That's a little spice. I got a little spice to it.
All right, first impressions, guys, is when you drink something cold, you don't expect it to be spicy. All right, guys.
Now, can I tell you the ingredients?
There's one more in there.
But here's the back of the tub.
Dear God, what? Oh, guys, is there steam coming off of this? Cause it's spicy.
It's weird because it's spicy, but then it's cold
at the same time.
It's cooling you up. Honestly, I'm stumped. I have no idea. Ooh, yes. Do not take a second because the spices really kick in.
That's hotter than when we used it for seasoning and ate it.
So, honestly, you on the last day, you stumped me with the surprise because I have no idea what I can. I just know some spice in there. And you said it's two ingredients. And the other one I have no idea what that is.
Are we ready, guys? Drum roll if you're at home. The special ingredients inside that chocolate cake was jalapenos
That makes sense.
and soy sauce. Couldn't taste the soy sauce at all. The jalapeno is dominant over that whole drink.
How much jalapeno did you put in there?
One.
That was just one?
Just one.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe the blender didn't blend up the seeds as much because I feel like I was getting the seeds as much as possible.
It was spicy.
Anyway, it was hot.
Let's give him that round of applause. Thank you for taking this journey with us during the summer.
Oh, yes.
We experienced new foods. We experienced mystery foods. I might have to use the bathroom after that one, guys. I'm not really sure. Feeling a little something on the inside. Body's confused. Let's give him that round of applause so he could step off.
Thank you for having me. As always. I'm going to go get me some water.
He's going to need it. He's going to need it, guys. I just want to say this, guys. We did a lot this summer. We took that travel down those roads. We got out of our comfort zone. We were able to try new things. We were able to do easy and hard things. We were able to experiment with a blender, a juicer. We used the hot pot. We used the knife. We are getting older and we are getting more responsible, guys. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. And you know, I sign off like this every day. If you're in CJ's class, you get hit with the peace, the love, and the meditate. If you're watching Daniel's class, it's not magic, it's science. And of course, if you're in Miss Sydney's class, she's hitting you guys with knowledge about everything. The mind, the body, society, everything. I had a great summer, guys. I hope to see you during the fall when we could get some bodies in here and we could do this thing together. This is William signing off. Not for the last time, just for a little break. We'll be back. But we had a great time. Loved you guys. See you next time.
Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national park lands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national park lands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi, kids. Hey, Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Christie Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks!
Welcome to another episode of Yoga with CJ, the last episode of the summer. We will have more content for you during the fall, but it's been a 6-week journey, and I'm glad that I was able to ride this journey with you and be here with you. We've done a lot. Today's the last day. How sad that sounds. I am very, very sad, but at the same time, I am very, very proud of everyone at home that's been tuning in, listening, watching, and making sure that they want to be yoga teachers as well. So we've done a lot of poses that we have done throughout these 6 weeks. We have about 7 or 8 more that we're going to do. And before I go, make sure you always have water with you, a mat. We're going to do more chair poses today. So if you have a chair with you, make sure you have a chair. If you don't have a mat, then make sure you have, a blanket, a towel, all that works. So before I go into our actual yoga poses, we're going to start off with some light stretching, light touches, light workout, get our body moving, our body going. So our first one is going to be toe touches. And here we go. I'm going to count to 20. If you're at home, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then we're going to do knee rises, knee pulls. I'm going to hold for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we're going to get our arms together. Now we're going to hold for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now I'm about to go to the mat. Stay with me. And now we're gonna do opposite arm, hand to opposite foot. So left hand, right foot. We're gonna hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And that is our last stretch and workout for the summer. Get our bodies together and get your arms, loosen your legs if you're at home. Because now we're about to go into our actual poses, our yoga poses. And today we're going to start off with the butterfly pose, butterfly twist pose. So we're going to bring our legs together and we're going to hold it. But while we're doing this, we're going to switch our bodies over and now we're going to hold. And we're going to do this for about 5 deep breaths. And this pose actually stretches out your inner thighs, your knees, and it's a good way to start class. It's a good way to get ready for the rest of your poses as well. Extra stretch, if you might add. About 2 more deep breaths. One more. Then we're going to switch. About 2 more deep breaths. One more. And we're coming back. And like I said, that pose actually stretches out your inner thighs, your knees, works on your back as well. So now we're going to go into our next pose, which is the cobra pose. And this pose strengthens out your spine, your chest, open up your lungs, your shoulders, abdominal, which is your abs, and the pose actually open up your heart. So we're going to turn to the floor. And then we're going to push up. And we're going to hold. And about 5 deep breaths. And like I said, this pose stretches out your lower back, your shoulders, your chest, your spine. About 4 more deep breaths. One more. And now we're going to stay where we are. And like I said, that pose stretches out your lower back, your spine, your shoulder, open up your lungs, your chest. And now we're going to go into the Sphinx pose, which is a variation of the cobra pose. So it's the same way that we've been doing the cobra pose, but instead of being on your palms, you're going to lean back on your forearms. So here we go. About three more poses. I mean, three more breaths. One more. And now we're gonna come back to the middle. And we're gonna take our first break of the day. So if you have water with you, take a chance to get some water. And now we're gonna go into our meditation. So here we go for about a minute. Deep breathing. About 10 more seconds. One more deep breath. And now we're about to go into our chair yoga pose. About a few more. We've been doing this since last week. And we done about a good 6, 7 chair poses. This pose we've done before is the side angle pose. And this pose actually works on your upper body, your lower body, works on your legs, open up your hips, and it stretches out your spine. So you're going to sit in the chair, and then we're going to go side angle, and we're going to hold. About 2 more breaths. Now we're going to go to the other side. Now we're back to the middle. Chance to get some water, take a break. Now we're going to do the balance pose that we did yesterday, which is the tree pose. So we're going to hold. This pose focuses on balance, Now we're going to switch. And this one, we're going to try to do without holding the chair. See if we got our strength. And this pose actually focuses on balance, focus. So if I have my proper focus, then I'll be able to keep my balance. So I like to look at something on the wall, something to hold us up. And now we're bringing it back. Now I'm going to do one more chair pose. This is part of the warrior pose family. And this pose is the reverse warrior pose. So how we're gonna sit like this. We're gonna hold back, and we're gonna hold. Come down. About 2 more times. One more time. And if you've been with me since day one, this is week 6. If you do one thing to one side, you must do exactly same thing to the other side. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna keep our wrists up. Release, go down. Exhale or inhale. Exhale. And this pose stretches out your arms, your shoulders, opens up your hips, your hamstrings. About 2 more times. All right, one more time. And now we're going to go to our next pose. And we're pretty much done for the chair. We will be back with the chair for later poses and things of that nature. But as of right now, we're done with that one. Now I'm about to go into our next pose, which is the high lunge twist. In this pose, I'm going to stretch out like we normally do, but we're going to turn and we're going to hold. In this pose, strengthen out your quad muscles, develop stamina, stretching out the hips, and improve balance and concentration. And then we're gonna go back. We're gonna hold for longer. I'm gonna keep that stretch going. Now we're gonna come back to the middle. And like I said in the last thing, do to one side, must do to the other. So we're gonna switch, stretch out, hold up. And this pose stretches out your quads, your quad muscles, and it works. Open up your hips, stretches out your hamstrings. Now we come back to the middle. And we're almost done. Let me take one more meditation break because we didn't get to do it the last time, so. Start my timer. Chance to get some water, catch your breath. think about your favorite place. What is the favorite thing that you like to do? What do you like to do for fun? Do you like to play video games? Do you like to talk on the phone, watch TV, things of that nature? Just think about the things that you like to do, and just maintain that breathing. Make sure your breathing is going. Now we got about, I'm gonna do about one more pose and then we're gonna end it. But everyone know what this pose is gonna be. I've been saying it's my favorite since the beginning, and I always enjoyed this pose. I enjoyed these type of poses, and it's the warrior pose. The warrior pose 2, and this pose stretches out your hips, your shoulders, opens up your chest, lungs, energized, tired lumps. So if you're tired, you don't feel like getting up, you don't feel like moving, this pose actually helps out with that, and it develops balance and stability. So we're gonna stretch out, arms out, and we're gonna hold. We're gonna stretch even deeper. Now we're gonna switch sides. Now we're coming back to the middle. And just like that, our 6 weeks is in the books for our summer program. I appreciate everyone that's been tuning in, everyone that's been looking at our videos, everyone that's been giving us the views, sharing it, everything that you've been doing, like, commenting, and subscribing. We all appreciate you, from Booker T to you. We're going to take a little break, but we will be back for more yoga. We will be back with Mixology Lab. And just in case, if you didn't know, we have Awesome Science with Mr. Daniel coming next for his final show of the summer. So keep a shout out for him. And we got Miss Cindy coming as well for their final shows of the summer. So shout out to them. But before I go, I'm going to keep saying it, so make sure that everyone do it. Listen to the parents. If they're telling you to keep your distance, have your mask ready, stay 6 feet, wash your hands as much as possible. If you can't wash your hands, have some hand sanitizer ready for you. The faster we do that, the faster we can get back to what we love to do, and that's teaching y'all in person, here at Booker T. So, before I go, make sure I gotta clean my mat first before I do it. But before I go, always remember to give peace, love, and meditate. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Enjoy the rest of your break. We'll be back for the school.
Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids! Hey Marquise! This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy. And I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first Nature Boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national park lands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin Headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into
It's Mr. Daniel back here with another episode of Awesome Science. Hopefully you guys enjoyed stretching with Mr. CJ and some yoga and some meditation. You enjoyed some tasty milkshakes with Mr. Will. And now we're going to have some cool and awesome science like always. Except this time, it's the last episode, I know, but I'm not going to start off with a question. This time today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to see some cool chemical reactions. We're going to be chemists today. We're going to visit some old reactions. We're going to create some new reactions. So make sure you keep watching and make sure you follow along. And like always, the first thing we're going to need to do, other than the question, is to go over the materials. So everything you've seen in this episode that you're going to see today and every single material we've used before throughout the weeks. Nothing here is new. That way we can reduce, reuse, recycle. To reduce the amount of waste we create, reuse what we can, and recycle what we can't reuse or reduce. So, what we're gonna need dish soap. You don't need this much, but I came prepared. Vinegar, once again, you don't need this much, but prepared. You're gonna need some baking soda. You're going to need some hydrogen peroxide. You're gonna need a bunch of containers, some glasses. I got some mason jars, some cups. You want to use different sizes, and it doesn't have to be glass. It could be, mason jars or cups. But just use a bunch of different sizes because we're gonna make a bunch of little cool chemical reactions, and we can just compare and have fun, and then check out how it looks. We're gonna use some plastic bottles that we used before. Again, we didn't throw them away because we're gonna reuse them, so we can reduce the amount of waste, and then we're gonna recycle. And you're gonna need food coloring. And then whatever food colorings you want is okay. I have yellow, I have green, I have blue, and I have red. You only really need one, but it's up to you. You can have more fun and more creativity. And today I'm gonna be using this big tub because I wanna make sure all my reactions stay contained so I don't make a mess like I always do. But if you're following at home, it's up to you. But maybe I use some precautionary equipment to make sure you don't make a mess and your parents aren't too upset. Alright, so today, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the chemical reactions we've done before, such as vinegar and baking soda. And I want you guys to time it and see how long the reaction takes place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use I'll just use this one, little tiny cup I have. I think this is 4 ounces, 6 ounces, okay. So first thing we're going to do is pour some baking soda. Oh, and make sure you have your goggles, because there are going to be some reactions. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my goggles first. Okay, nice and tight. Put some baking soda. Make sure we break it down. Alright, grab my tub. Don't want to make a mess. And I want you guys to time it, maybe with your phone. Here's my phone, and time how long the reaction takes place. Okay, so get ready for the vinegar, and then we'll see what happens. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So the reaction's still going. I'm still timing it. I'm at 10 seconds so far. Let me pour some more before. So I'm gonna say it's settled down at around 20 seconds. And we still have some leftover baking soda. So pour some more vinegar. There we go. Okay, pretty cool, right? That's pretty neat. So I have 20 seconds. We're going to make sure we write that down because we are going to compare some cool stuff. 20 seconds. And we're going to put vinegar and baking soda. Okay, let's see what other reactions have we used. Maybe you can try vinegar and Alka-Seltzer. See how that goes. Leave that to the side. I'm gonna grab another cup. Take my vinegar. I'm gonna pour about half a cup. And right now we're just experimenting, mixing some of the ingredients we used before. I don't think I've done this one before, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in and see if anything even happens. So this reaction is not as cool, but it's happening. It's a little smaller. You know, you guys can see that. We're creating like a white foam sizzling. I'm gonna do it one more time so we can go ahead and time it. I'll wait for it to stop. So this one seems like it's lasting a little bit longer than the other one. We were at 20 seconds for the vinegar and the baking soda. This one's still going. Actually, I'm gonna let it keep going. So I'm gonna pour a new one. Just some vinegar. Half a cup. Yeah, this one's still going. Wow. So for this one, I'm just gonna let the timer run until it stops because we do have some awesome, cool experiments after this. So I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so I'm gonna let that keep going. Now, for the main ingredient, the main experiment we've all been waiting for. I'm gonna make some elephant toothpaste today. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some cool experiments. And have some different sizes because I wanna see how they all turn out. So I'm gonna start off with, maybe we'll start off with this plastic bottle. And then we can try it a little bit first and see how it goes. Okay. So first thing we're gonna need is the hydrogen peroxide. And look, this reaction's still going. We're over 40 seconds right now. So we're gonna grab a hydrogen peroxide and we're gonna measure about half a cup. So you have cups and you have tablespoons. 16 tablespoons is 1 cup. So you need half a cup. We're gonna divide that by 2, so we're gonna need 8 tablespoons. I have my tablespoons here in case you guys need a visualization. You're just gonna fill out 8 of these and then drop it in, or you can fill up 1/2 cup and drop it in. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my hydrogen peroxide. I think half a cup is actually too much for this one, so I'm gonna divide it by 2 again. So 2, we're gonna use 1/4 of a cup. So remember, we've discussed fraction a lot here at the show. So this is half a cup, but now I wanna go less than that, I wanna go 1/4 of a cup. So divide this by 2, we get 8, divided by 2 again, we get 4. So I'm gonna use 4 tablespoons, and I'm gonna pour into this cup. Maybe we should use this one, just in case. Okay, I'll let a little bit get out, so I'll pour just a little bit more. Okay. Next thing we're gonna need is drop our favorite food coloring color that you want to use today. For this one, I'm just gonna use yellow. So I'm gonna drop some food coloring in here. Oh, looks like I'm out of yellow actually. Let's try some green. Drop some green in here. And you want to get in at least 10 drops. Okay. Mix that up a little bit. Alright, now we're going to take another container. And what you want in here is about 1 tablespoon of dish soap. Oh, so the reaction stopped. So I'm going to stop it at 2 minutes and 52 seconds. So that one's definitely a clear winner for now. So we need 1 tablespoon of dish soap. Fill this up. There we go. And we're also going to add. Oh, I need some water. I don't think I brought water. If I could get some water, that'd be great. What we're going to do is take this. Yeah. Take some dish soap. And you're going to take some yeast, which I also forgot in the room. I'm sorry, guys. I knew there was an ingredient we totally forgot. Remember I said everything we've used here we used before? Sorry, guys, I lied. One new material we're going to need is actually yeast. That's very important. Without yeast, we can't actually make this experiment. And the problem with that is that yeast is probably the one item out of all the episodes in the show that's not a really commonly found household item, at least right now during this pandemic. So if you can't find it, just follow along. Maybe you can find it online and ship it, but it won't be here right now at the moment. So just follow along. So you're gonna get some warm water, and then you're gonna take half a tablespoon, and we're gonna pour it in. Let's pour in this tiny container. Some warm water. Thank you, Mr. CJ. Take this. Okay. Okay, and the yeast. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Will. We'll take our yeast. So let me see if the camera picks this up a little bit better. Right here. So the yeast, you want to keep going until it looks kind of creamy. So you want warm water, dish soap. The consistency you want is kind of that of melted ice cream. Okay. There we go. And add a little bit just in case, a little bit more. So I'll pour it in here, pour my solution in here. It's gonna be a little bit easier to drop in here. And let's see what happens. Oh, goggles. Should have used some more, huh? But I know you guys can see it. Like we got some elephant toothpaste in here. Ooh, it's actually kind of warm. So you guys gotta be careful because this reaction actually creates a warm chemical reaction. Look, we pour it out. Alright, so this time I'm gonna try at a bigger level. That's what we're gonna do. Look at that. You can touch it, it's safe to touch. You don't have to worry about it, you can just wash it off. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna use this one. Got our water. have left over. As you can see, I didn't even bother timing this one because the reaction is way too fast. That's because the yeast acts as a catalyst. So what it does, it breaks apart the hydrogen peroxide, which is kind of like water, which has H or hydrogen molecules and oxygen molecules. But this one has two of each, and then the yeast breaks it apart, and then the reaction you get left over is the oxygen escaping. Okay, we got the hydrogen peroxide. And this time I kind of want a bigger reaction, so I'm just going to go ahead and pour medicine out on here. So we get. Are you guys ready? Oh! See, that one exploded. I don't know the camera's picking that up. Check that out, guys. Nice little explosion. Safe to play with. Although you gotta be careful at first because it is warm. So the catalyst and the reaction it creates. And then if you have enough, you can actually get it up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is extremely hot. So you gotta let it cool down for a little bit depending on the quantity used. But some things people like to do is maybe add different food colorings or play around. So you get 3 containers the same size, add the food coloring, and then if you spin it around, you have a dish, put 3 cups, add the catalyst, and spin it around, you get some nice rainbow explosion of different materials. Okay? That's all for today. I'm Mr. Daniel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last episode. So it looks like our fastest reaction was the first one, or sorry, this last one, followed by the vinegar and the baking soda, and then the Alka-Seltzer and the vinegar lasted about 3 minutes. Okay? Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Mr. Daniel, the last episode of Awesome Science Live, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first Nature Boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national park lands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Crissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin Headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids! Hey Marquise! This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first Nature Boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Christie Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national park lands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Christie Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks!
One.
Peace and love, family. I am Miss Sydney, and today we are going to continue our book series with our final book called Knock Knock. And before we get started in the book, I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. So, have you ever had a dream? Have you ever had at night a vivid dream about going somewhere, or you have something? Or have you ever had an aspiration for something, like a big dream, like you want to be a Disney princess, or you want to play football professionally, or you want to discover the cure to a disease that has not been cured yet? So, have you ever had a dream? Also, have you ever set a goal for yourself? Have you ever set a goal to accomplish something, have an action, or a goal to finish your reading for 30 minutes? Have you ever set a goal for yourself to clean your room one day? So goals and dreams kind of go hand in hand, but they're a little bit different. I'm going to give you guys the Webster Dictionary definition of dream, which is a series, or dreams are a series of thoughts, visions, or feelings that happen in your sleep. And goals are an end toward which effort is directed. So in this book, we are going to read about the narrator who talks about the dreams that his father has for him. And there is a small conflict with the boy and his dad. So let's see what is going on within this world of Knock Knock, My Dad's Dream for Me by Daniel Beatty, illustrated by Brian Collier. Every morning, I play a game with my dad, with my father. He goes knock knock on my door, and I pretend to be asleep till he gets right next to the bed. Then I get up and jump into his arms. Good morning, Papa. And my papa, he tells me I love you. We share a game, knock knock. And then one day the knock never comes. I wait and but Papa's not there to play our game. And morning after morning, he never comes. He never comes to help me get ready for school. He never comes to cook my favorite scrambled eggs. He never comes to help me with my homework after school. I listen at the door, but I never hear his knock. And then I think maybe he comes when I'm not home. So I decide to write him a letter and leave it on my desk. Papa, come home, 'cause I miss you. Miss you waking me up in the morning and telling me you love me. Papa, come home, 'cause there are things I don't know. And when I get older, I thought you could teach me how to dribble a ball, how to shave, how to drive, how to fix the car. Papa, come home, 'cause I want to be just like you, but I'm forgetting who you are. 2 whole months pass, and my letter to my papa still sits on my desk, but I leave it and wait for my papa's knock. And then one day I come home from school, and on my desk I find a letter from my father. Dear son, ask your mama to help you make those scrambled eggs we love. Remember to do your homework before you watch TV. I'm sorry I will not be coming home. For every lesson I will not be there to teach you, hear these words. As you grow older, shave on one direction with strong, deliberate strokes to avoid irritation. Dribble the page with the brilliance of your ballpoint pen. No longer will I be there to knock on your door, so you must learn to knock for yourself. Knock, knock down the doors that I could not. Knock, knock to open new doors to your dreams. Knock, knock for me, for as long as you become your best, the best in me still lives in you. Knock, knock with the knowledge that you are my son and you have a bright and beautiful future. For despite my absence, you are still here. Knock, knock, who's there? You are. So that is the story, Knock Knock. I do want to read the author's notes because I feel like it's important for the story and it's important for the note to be shared to understand the deeper meaning of this book. So this is the author's note. He says, when I was a small child, my father was my principal caregiver. While my mother was at the office working, my father would change my diapers, feed me, and let me ride on his shoulders to the grocery store. He also woke me up each morning with our private knock knock game. When I was 3, he was incarcerated. My mother took me to visit him in prison, and he was behind glass. This experience was traumatic for me, and I was not allowed to visit my father again in prison for many years. As I grew older, I became aware of the tremendous void created by my father's absence. On my journey to adulthood, I realized how important it was for me to address the pain created by this separation. Later, as an educator of small children, I discovered how many of my students were also dealing with the loss of a father from incarceration, divorce, or sometimes even death. This experience prompted me to tell the story of this loss from the child's perspective, and also to offer hope for that every fatherless child can still create the most beautiful life possible. Daniel Beatty. So that is a note from the author. So, what did you guys get from this story? Sometimes it can be difficult when there is a parent that is absent. And I want to give you guys a quick little meditation to do whenever you are feeling lonely, if that is even within a room full of people or with no one around. It is good to look inward and listen to your body. And I advise we're going to look into our heart. So we're going to put our hand over our heart, take a deep breath, hold it, and repeat those breaths. And just feel for the beat of your heart and what your heart has to tell you. I don't know if you guys know this, but our bodies hold in messages. And sometimes it takes deep breath and mindfulness to listen into those messages and to know that you are never alone as long as you have yourself. You are the person of your greatest dreams. You are the one to achieve all goals that you have in your mind. So, another great way of looking inward and for those messages and to understand yourself a little deeper is through a dream journal. So, I have printed out this dream journal prompt. And basically, dream journals are used to write out a dream you may have in the night and to figure out what that dream is saying and what's the message that your unconscious mind is trying to relate to you. So, on this dream journal, it asks for the date and asks for the day of week. So I did fill this out based off of the dream I had Wednesday night. And it asks for a description of the dream. And then it asks, why do you think this dream came to you? What events happened during your day, or what ongoing events may have contributed to this dream? So this is a question that is just breaking down like why this dream came to you, what thoughts in your day had influenced the visions and feelings and thoughts that you had in your dream, and what may have contributed to that. Next is, how have you had this dream before? What was different and what was the same? Sometimes we may have reoccurring dreams that's trying to relay a message to us. Like, people often have dreams about falling, or they're said to be dreams about certain symbols and messages. Well, certain symbols relay specific messages. So that's a way to keep track if you have had this dream before and to understand what feelings you may be going through during your day to day. Next is, what do you think your dream means? So once you get through all of those questions, towards the end, what do you think your dream means? Is whatever is personal to you. Everybody's dreams and goals are their own dreams and goals. So you can have a dream about a boat and another person can have a dream about a boat, but it may mean two different things to those people. So I heavily advise you guys to practice writing down your dreams, and then it'll bring a greater understanding of yourself and what messages that your unconscious mind is trying to send to you in your subconscious mind. Right? Okay. Next, we are going to have 3 stars and a wish. So this activity is a great way to establish and know what your strengths are and a goal that you have set in mind for yourself and what you need or what you would like to achieve. So I'm gonna write out my 3 stars, and so the stars are going to be 3 things that you are strong at or that you do really well at. So I'm gonna write my 3 stars. I literally draw them out. Oh wait. That star did not start off too hot. So I'm just gonna do this little trick. If you guys don't know how to make a star, here's a little trick. So you make like an A, put a line through it, and then attach and attach. Huh? Cute. So there. And those are my stars. I'm gonna erase the lines inside just so that I can write inside of it. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to think of something that I've done well and I do well in, or that I'm good at, that I want to bring light to, give a star to, you know? And it can be something simple like I did a really good job. I did a really good job at making people smile. So I'm gonna give smiles. Give smiles. That's really important. Feels good to give smiles, right? And next, I would say the next thing I'm good at is organizing. I like to organize to keep my thoughts organized, because once your like outside is organized, it's a good reflection of what's going on in your head, right? Okay. So organizing is really important, and also I've been doing a really good job of doing affirmations. I've been trying to keep up with my affirmations to keep myself in that growth mindset and in a positive mindset so that my day can be positive. So next I have my 3 stars and my wish, and something that I want to grow at is I want to read more. I want to read more / regularly. Alright, so this is a great activity for giving yourself some kudos, giving yourself a pat on the back, and bringing to light what you are great at. And also, it's a great way to set goals for yourself. Like, you know what you're doing wonderful at, and then just have something that you would like to do something better in. So you're constantly growing and progressing. Alright guys, so I hope you all enjoyed this summer. I've had a wonderful time with you all and learning with you guys. I have learned as much as you have, and I hope that you've enjoyed the information shared. Alright everyone, peace and love, and have a great rest of your summer.
Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Christie Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Christie Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first Nature Boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national park lands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi kids, hey Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first Nature Boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national park lands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi, kids. Hey, Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from one of those parks. Okay, here's my last question. Who do you think owns those parks? You're right, you do. So get outside and get into one of your parks. Or simply get outside just to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine. Then come back and enjoy another awesome Booker T program. See you next time for another Booker T Nature Boost. Thanks! Hi, kids. Hey, Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know
Hey y'all, Coach Sergio from Street Soccer here. Coach Rado, unfortunately, is not able to join me here today, but he's at another program helping out Coach soccer exams. If not, I could do some couple tricks, see if y'all could challenge yourself to do those at home. The more Champions League, and then we're gonna talk about the projects that I gave y'all at the end of practice, at the end of last practice. If y'all remember, it was the shin guards, cardboard shin guards, and I gave y'all 2 goals, or I did 2 goals for myself, and I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end. So without further ado, let's jump back into it. We're gonna be leaving the ball for now, and we're gonna be starting off with some high knees, and we're gonna be doing that for about a minute since it is the last week. So let me fix my watch here. All right, so we're gonna be doing high knees touches and sorry, shadow boxing. So we're doing toe touches for a minute, starting in three, two, and one. So like we do at every practice, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can try moving around with the ball, just like how I'm doing. I'm going to be making a little square with the ball while continuously moving and touching it with my toes. Another 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we'll be moving on to shadow boxing. So shadow boxing is when you go toe to toe and dribble the ball between your toes like that. Also known as penguin kicks. I did not know that until I saw actually a drill this morning where they called these shadow boxing penguin kicks. So yeah, we'll be doing that for another minute, starting in three, two, and one. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can try moving around with the ball again. What I'm doing, I'm going to make a square again, but this time with shadow boxing. And if you lose control of it, that's okay, just bring it right back in. Another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we'll be combining the two. So we're going to be combining toe touches with shadow boxing. And the way we're going to do that is do 1, 2 on the toe touches, and then right after, 1, 2 on the shadow boxing. And then it goes repeat and repeat. So we're doing that for about 45 seconds. So without further ado, let's get that going in three, two, and one. Toe touch, shadow box, shadow box. Toe touch, shadow box, shadow box. Another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, good job, y'all. That is the warm up. Except we have one more exercise I want to introduce to y'all. So, we're going to be doing some rollover touches. So, that is you roll the ball over with one foot and stop it with the other. And then repeat on the other side. So, what that's going to look like is I roll over my right, stop it with my left, then I roll it over my left, stop it with my right. So, we're going to be doing that for 1 minute. And the trick to do it is just make sure you roll it over with the bottom of your foot, and then stop it with the top of your foot on the other side. So we'll do that for 1 minute, starting in three, two, and one. Let's get it going. See you then. Oh, no, no, no. I mean, like, we're taking a break. Oh, no, no. I mean, like, we're taking a break. I mean, we're taking a break.
Hi, kids. Hey, Marquise. This is Jennifer Green from the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, and I'm here at Land's End in San Francisco. Today is Booker T's first nature boost. Did you know that we have thousands of acres of national parklands right in our city? Like at Ocean Beach, or Chrissy Field, or here at Land's End, or across the bay, even in all the Marin Headlands. I bet you live close to a city park. Did you know that we have over 220 city parks in San Francisco? And you may not know that every one of us lives 10 minutes walk from.
Hey, y'all. Coach Sergio back here again. So this time we're talking a little bit more about Champions League, who the champions was of each year, and the runner-up, and all that other good stuff. So I'm taking out my phone so we can bring out the list of champions. And I believe we left off on the 85 to 86, where S.T.E.A.M, Bucuresti, a team from Romania, defeated Barcelona from Spain in the Champions League. So, that down. All right. So, in the 1986 to 87 Champions League, the champion of that year was Porto from Portugal, and they defeated Bayern Munich 2-1 in that final, which was held in Vienna, Austria, with around 57.5 thousand people in attendance. So, so this, I believe, is Porto's first title, actually. And I think they made it, if I remember correctly, they made it back into the finals. Actually, I'm wrong. It was Benfica that I was thinking about that made it toward the finals. So, yeah, so in the 86 to 87, Porto defeated Bayern Munich 2-1 in the final. So moving on to 1987 to 88. The champion of that year was a Dutch team, PSV from Netherlands, and they defeated Benfica from Portugal. So I believe this is PSV's first title, if I remember, and it is indeed their first title, because the other two Dutch teams that we mentioned, um, Ajax and Feyenoord, they made it to the finals and they did win the championship. So, and the match of that of the PSV versus one's glitching. Yeah, so PSV and Benfica, it was won in a penalty shootout, so they couldn't win it during the regular time or the extra time, but they did indeed win during the penalty shootout. That final was held in with 68,000 people in attendance. So, moving on to the 88 to 89 Champions League. The champion of that year was AC Milan from Italy, and they defeated the Romanian team that I mentioned earlier, Steaua Bucuresti, and they defeated them 4-0 in Barcelona, Spain, with 97,000 people in attendance. So I would say that's a hard defeat, 4-0, on the professional level. But then again, AC Milan is a really, really big team from Italy, and I believe this is their fifth title, if I'm correct. Oh, actually, third title. This is AC Milan's third title in the Champions League. And yeah. So moving on to the 89 to 90. So this team won back to back. AC Milan did win the next year in the 89 to 90, but this time they defeated Benfica from Portugal 1-0 in Vienna, Austria again, with a little bit over 57.5 thousand people in attendance. So I believe this is AC Milan. Oh wait, sorry. This is AC Milan's fourth title in the Champions League. And yeah. So now we're moving on to the 90s. So in 90 to 91, the champion of that year was a team from Yugoslavia, Red Star Belgrade, and they defeated Marseille from France in a penalty shootout. The final was held in Bari, Italy, with 56,000 people in attendance. So let me bring that up. And this is the Red Star Belgrade's first title in the Champions League. And I believe this is the first time we saw a Yugoslavian team in the final. And yeah. So moving on to 91 to 92. This time the final was held in London, England, with almost 71,000 people in attendance. And the champion for this year was Barcelona from Spain, and they defeated Sampdoria from Italy. And this match was won during extra time. So yeah, this is Barcelona's first title actually. So we did see that they went to the final a couple times, but they did lose, and this time around they won the championship league. So just get this back. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that Champions League. So moving on to 92 to 93. This time the final was held in Munich, Germany. And then with almost 64.5 thousand people in attendance for that final. And the champion is Marseille from France. And they defeated AC Milan 1-0 in the final. And this is Marseille's first title because I believe this is the second time they made it to the final. But the first time they went in, they lost sadly. But this time they did come around and win against AC Milan, which is a pretty strong team back in the days. And the top scorer from this Champions League was Romario from Brazil with 7 goals. And during that time period, he did play for PSV, the Dutch team that I mentioned. And yeah. So moving on to 93 to 94. This time the final was held in Athens, Greece, with almost 50,000 people in attendance. Oop, wait, sorry. Read the wrong call. 70,000 people in attendance, not almost 50,000. And the champion for this league for this year was AC Milan from Italy, and they defeated Barcelona 4-0. So that's a pretty big score gap right there, 4-0. And both teams were really strong back in the days. So let me just click on some more info. So this is AC Milan's fifth title, and wow, so there were sorry, there were 75 matches played and about 217 goals scored per match. Oh, sorry, read that wrong. 75 matches played and 217 goals scored, and that is almost 3 goals per match. Let me see if I can get some more info on the final. It's not really popping up. So the top scorers for that year were Ronald Koeman, and he did play for Barcelona, and he had 8 goals, but this time it was a tie between Ronald and Wynton Ruffer, and he played with Werder Bremen from Germany. So they both had 8 goals each, which earned them the top goal scorers of that year. So moving on to 94 to 95. This time the final was held in Vienna, Austria again. And this is the one where I messed up, where it was almost 50,000 people in attendance. But this time the finalists were Ajax and AC Milan, and Ajax did take the trophy back home with them that year, and they defeated AC Milan 1-0. Click on that. So there were 24 teams in total that played in that Championships League for that year, and there were 61 matches played with 140 goals scored in that tournament, which is about a little bit over 2 goals per match. And this time, the top scorer for this championship league was George Weah, and at the time he played for Paris Saint-Germain with 7 goals. So 7 goals indeed made him the top goal scorer for that year. And yeah. So moving on to 95 to 96. This time the final was held in Rome, Italy, with 70,000 people in attendance. And the final was played in between Juventus from Italy and Ajax from Netherlands again. And this time, so this time it was won in a penalty shootout. Juventus took the championship home with them. And let me just click on some more info. So 24 teams in total with 61 matches played. And in those 61 matches, 159 goals were scored. That's almost 3 goals per match. And this time, the top scorer for that championship league was Jerry Litmanen from Ajax, and he scored 9 goals. I believe that's the highest we've seen so far with 9 goals. I don't believe we've seen another player score more than 9. So that's pretty impressive. So moving on to 96 to 97. This time the final was played in Munich, Germany, with 59,000 people in attendance. And the final was played in between Borussia Dortmund from Germany and Juventus from Italy. However, Juventus could not take the championship away from the home team because they had team advantage, which was Borussia Dortmund from Germany, and they defeated Juventus 3-1 in that final. So there were 24 teams in total with 61 matches played, like I mentioned, and 161 goals, so that's almost 3 goals per match. And this time, the top scorer for that year was Milenko Pantic from Atletico Madrid, and he scored 5 goals to earn him the top goal scorer for that tournament. So moving on to 97 to 98. This time the final was played in Amsterdam, Netherlands, with 48.5 thousand people in attendance. And this time the final was played in between Real Madrid from Spain and Juventus, Italy. So the champions of that year was indeed Real Madrid. They defeated Juventus 1-0. Just click on more info. So this is Real Madrid's 7th title out of, I believe, the current 13 that they have. I'm not quite sure if I remember correctly. So this time there were 239 goals scored in 85 matches throughout the whole tournament. And so that's about almost 3 goals per match again. With the top scorer is Alessandro Del Piero with 10 goals. So now we have someone who dethroned the past champion with the most goals. So Alessandro Del Piero played for Juventus back then, and he scored 10 goals to earn the top goal scorer. And I believe that's the highest we've seen so far. So moving on to 98 to 99. So this time, the final was played in Barcelona, Spain, with a little bit over 90,000 people in attendance. And the final was played between Manchester United and Bayern Munich. So Manchester United is a team from England, one of my favorite teams from England, and Bayern Munich from Germany. And this time Manchester United took home the championship 2-1 in that final. So this is Manchester United's second title within the Champions League. And let's click on top scorers. So the top goal scorers was a tie between Andriy Shevchenko, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, and he played in a team called Dynamo, and Dynamo is a team from it's not popping up from the Ukraine, and he tied with Dwight York from Manchester United, which was the champion of that year. So moving on to 99 to 2000. This time the final was played in St. Denis, France, with 80,000 people in attendance. And the final was played between two Spanish teams. So it was played between Real Madrid, strong team, against Valencia. And Real Madrid did indeed take home the title again, which earns them their 8th title, and they defeated Valencia 3-0. Info. So, wow. All right, top goal scorers for this tournament was a three-way tie between Mario Jardel, who played for Porto, and Rivaldo, who played for Barcelona, and Raul, who played for Real Madrid. And each of them scored 10 goals each. So that is still the highest goals that we've seen so far between players. And yeah. So take a little break from that for now. We're gonna do some soccer exams. Let's see how far I can make it. Although I'm not really good at it, I know Quadrado is really, really good at it. So we'll see if I can get some more practice in before he comes up the next time, and I can show him how I got it down real quick. So we're doing the small exams, big exams, all that good stuff. So starting off with the feet, the knees, the palms, fists, headers. And we'll see how far I can make it. Let's give myself a little timer. Let's see how far I can get within 5 minutes. Just pull up my watch. talking about the projects I gave y'all at the end of last practice. So, if you remember, I told a little story about how I use a cardboard, how I use cardboard, cut it up, and use it as shin guards before a game because unfortunately I forgot my shin guards. I didn't want to tell my dad until he got to drive back because then he would have been mad. So, at the game, I found some cardboard boxes and I thought about it. I was like, am I going to pass with this? And fortunately, I did. The referee didn't notice because they looked exactly like shin guards. Do they provide a lot of protection? Not that much, but gets the job done. So on those pieces of cardboard that did give you, I had you write 2 goals down, or as many goals as you want, within a certain time frame. My shin guards are on the side. Let me go get them real quick. So my 2 goals, like I mentioned at the end of practice, was send emails to my professors because one, my schedule is kind of a little bit funky right now with my classes, so I had to send emails out ASAP and I was kind of lagging on doing it. So, did I complete that goal? Yes, I did, in fact. So, once I got back home, I remembered I pulled out all the stuff from my bag and I saw my shin guards and I remembered my goal, send emails. And what I do? Went straight on my laptop, wrote them emails up, sent them right away. So I got that done right away. And for my second goal was run 15 miles. So I did in fact actually complete this goal within the time frame. A little bit later in the afternoon after practice, I did go on a run, which is about 6 miles. And then the next morning, I did go on another run, which was 5 miles. And then this morning, I went on another 4 mile run, tried to keep it short to the 15 miles. And I did in fact complete the 15 miles that I did. So now I finished my goals here. Now I gotta write some new goals on my other shin guard, try to complete those. And let me know if you did complete your goals down in the comments, or let us know in general. Just send us our info. And yeah. So now, if you did complete your goals, you did have another. If you can make another shin guard, another pair, write some more goals down, and try to complete those, and do that every single time. So after practice today, I'm going to be thinking about some more goals I can write down and do that. So little bit time left. Let's try to wrap up with some Champions League, and let's see if we can finish it and catch up. So this time we left off in 2000. So 2000 and 2001, the final was in Milan, Italy, with 71,000 people in attendance. And Bayern Munich defeated Valencia from Spain in a penalty shootout. And then let me go over the top scorer real quick. Top scorer was Raul with 7 goals. And Raul did play for, I believe, Real Madrid at the time. Yeah, he did play for Real Madrid at that time. So 2001, 2002, the champion that year was Real Madrid again with their 9th title, and the runner-ups was Bayern Leverkusen from Germany. And the top scorer for this tournament was Ruud van Nistelrooy with 10 goals. So 2002, 2003, almost there. Champions was Milan from Italy. This was their 6th title, and they defeated another Italy team, Juventus. They defeated them in a penalty shootout, and the final was in Manchester, England. So this time the top scorer was Ruud van Nistelrooy again, but this time he broke the record with 12 goals for earning him the top scorer. So that is the highest that we've seen so far. So let's see. 2003 to 2004, Porto from Portugal did take home the championship, and they defeated Monaco from France. And they defeated them 3-0. 2004, 2005, Liverpool took home the Championship League, and they defeated AC Milan from Italy in a penalty shootout with 69,000 people in attendance. 2005, 2006, Barcelona defeated Arsenal 2-1 in the final that was held in St. Denis, France. And top scorer for that year was Andriy Shevchenko with 9 goals. So moving on to '06 to '07, AC Milan defeated AC Milan defeated Liverpool from England 2-1 in that final with 63,000 people in attendance. And this is Milan's 7th title. And the top scorer for that tournament was Kaká from Brazil with 10 goals. So moving on to the next year, '07 to '08, Manchester United defeated Chelsea from England in a penalty shootout. And the final was held in Moscow, Russia. And the top scorer from that championship league was Cristiano Ronaldo with 8 goals. So this time Manchester United, this is when I was a huge fan of them back in the days. They had a lot of strong players, Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Berbatov, and a bunch of other really awesome players. Moving on to '08 to '09, Barcelona defeated Manchester United 2-0 in Italy. So Manchester United did make it to the finals again. However, they were defeated by Barcelona, earning them their 3rd title. And the top scorer for this championship league was Lionel Messi with 9 goals. So Cristiano Ronaldo won it the year before. Then the next year, Lionel Messi won that top scorer. And then history writes itself for them between them two players, really strong. '09 to 2010, Inter Milan defeated Bayern Munich 2-0 in Madrid, Spain. Top goal scorer for that year was Lionel Messi again with 8 goals. Wait, sorry, did I read that right? Yeah. So 2010, 2011, Barcelona defeated Manchester United again 3-1, this time in London, England. And this is Barcelona's 4th title of Championship League. And the top scorer, as you may guess, was Lionel Messi again. This time he scored 12 goals, tying the, I believe, Ruud van Nistelrooy's, title holder. Then the following year, 2011, 2012, Chelsea defeated Bayern Munich in a penalty shootout. And then following next current years was 2012, 2013. Bayern Munich defeated Borussia Dortmund 2-1. And now this is when Spain took home a lot of championships between 2013 and 2018. So 2013-14, Real Madrid defeated Atletico Madrid 4-1. 2014 to 2015, Barcelona defeated Juventus 3-1 in that final. 2015 to 2016, Real Madrid defeated Atletico Madrid again, this time in a penalty shootout. 2016 to 17, Real Madrid defeated Juventus 4-1 in that final. 2017, 2018, Real Madrid won it again 3-1 against Liverpool. So between those years, it was all Spanish teams that took home the title. And 2017, 2018, that was Real Madrid's 13th title, so I was correct on that. Top scorer was Cristiano Ronaldo with 15 goals. So now we made it to the end. 2018 to 2019. So Liverpool defeated Tottenham 2-0 in the final. And yeah, top scorer that year was Lionel Messi. So that's it for today. That's all you can get on Champions League. My name is Coach Sergio with Street Soccer USA, and I will see y'all next time.